Howdy, it's tubalcain again, and welcome back. This is part 2 of my road trip to Bushnell, Illinois, where I visit the powerhouse with Craig Heath. And we begin part 2 where we left off, and that is as Craig starts to put the electrical power onto the grid and feed it out to the public. And he shows the switching station and all of that. And then after the engine is shut down, we go ahead and tour the rest of the plant. So I hope you enjoy this. See you later. Greg's putting it online. Shutting it down. The governor is a flyball governor, but of course it's totally enclosed for safety purposes as well as cleanliness and so on. But
and the speed group is a feature that lets you run these units in parallel. If you didn't have that, they'd fight each other.
All right.
You got, when we were running full-time generating everything locally, we ran one unit, the big unit, as what they called a timekeeper. That would have 0 droop. That would take all the load swings. You set your other units on a fixed amount, and they would hold, these units are rated at 200 kilowatts. We'd set them speed droop at about 4.5% there, or 4.5 on the dial anyway. And these would hold 200, plus or minus 10 or so as the load fluctuated, but your timekeeper took all the load swings and kept your frequency.
Are these original governors?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I did. Now, here's Charles Atlas at work. This engine has to be brought around so that yellow dot is about in the 11 o'clock position, and we use a 10-foot lever, and we put a
I have to go up and open it.
a 200-pound man on there.
Well, I go up and open those
Oh, all right.
petcocks, and that'll make a heck of a difference.
Yeah, he has to go up on top and open the petcock.
I think it'll be all right. Except some of the school pliers.
You don't need to do it now.
Oh, that's great, There's all your engine parameters.
These units were put in what year?
2000.
In 2000. Automatic start or manual start. And there's everything you ever wanted to know about that engine, and we're going to go out and see these engines here in just a second. We're in the control room. And there's 2 of those engines also?
Yes, they're EMDs.
All right. Let's go on out.
The viscosity meters, is that one of your buys?
What's that?
Your viscosity meter? Isn't that what
Those
those are?
cones?
Yeah.
We got those from the surf factory. What we do, put lube oil in.
These are the big units. And of course they got a big crane. This is a relatively new building, as I just said. Baylor. There's the turbocharger. Craig, give me all the specifications again.
These are model 645 Electromotive Division, EMD Division of General Motors. V20, 645 cubic inch per cylinder displacement. About 3,500 horsepower, 2,500 kilowatt continuous output.
Now, is this the same unit that would be used in locomotives?
Exactly, yep. And these are rebuilt engines. The alternators are new, and these were built up and installed by a company down in Carrollton, Missouri called IDS, Industrial Diesel Service. One of the very best outfits you can get for municipal generation. Very knowledgeable people. And they built all these. These were complete on this bed when they brought them in on big truck. Truck made one sachet across the road, backed in here in one turn. He'd done it that many times. Wow. They were up on a trailer, they slid them over on railroad, like a railroad rail, and then lowered them down onto the bed, onto the floor.
And
These were completely in one piece when they brought them in here.
And what's the cylinder size again?
This is about 9 1/4, I believe, on these.
Okay.
Stroke
And what about the foundation? How deep is the foundation?
Foundation, I think it's about 15 feet. About 40 tons of rebar in each one of those foundations.
You mean that goes down 15 feet?
Yep. Solid concrete and rebar.
That's about like the over at the hammer plant then, as far as the foundation.
When they got all the rebar in these, you could stand at one end and you could not see the opposite end for the rebar.
Really?
That's how much rebar is in it.
And there's 2 of these units. And that's, again, that's the
Turbocharger.
turbocharger. But there's no blower on this.
No.
And these are 2-cycle, of course, because
Yes.
they're EMD. And that's the exhaust up there.
Exhaust and air intake.
And air intake. Okay. And what's the fuel consumption per hour?
These will burn 180 gallons per hour on full load.
Wow, 180 gallons per hour.
Air motor starters on it.
Air motor starters.
That's your starter,
That's the starter.
and that unit there is a low speed. They turn them over one complete revolution. That checks for any kind of a liquid lock, if you've had water leak into a cylinder, and if that locks out, it won't let this unit start. So once that's done, then it preludes itself, primes the fuel system, and then this one kicks in for the actual starting. It's high speed.
And then this is, the oil is being heated right now.
The oil circulates, the oil heater is down here.
Yeah. These engines are warm. They're kept warm at all times.
Well, how many seconds before they come up to full power?
You can get, run the electric, you can have one pick up there.
And these are the air tanks.
Just an actuator, hydraulic servo.
That's the governor. Again, it's a Woodward, but it's electronic.
And speed is sensed by measuring the gear teeth on the flywheel.
And
They got a pickup on the flywheel, and that measures the engine speed, determines the 60 hertz frequency.
and what's the RPM on these?
These are 900.
900 RPM engines.
So you're green piping with water?
Yes.
So those are intercoolers?
Yeah.
The green pipes are water, the blue are compressed air,
Yes.
and the yellow is fuel.
These are day tanks, fuel.
These two Gardner Denver compressor units provide the air for the starting, and it's stored, of course, in these big blue tanks. What's the pressure, Craig?
About 220.
220 psi. These are the diesel fuel tanks, and there's several more upright ones that you see over there with the candy canes on the top. There's one last unit we're going to show you. It's in a different building.
Nice doorstop. So it's got a root blower on it.
This is electromotive also.
I believe so. Looks like it.
This is a model 567.
With a roots blower.
Dual roots blowers.
1,000 kilowatt unit. This is 720 RPM.
This one's up and active.
Yeah. It's,
Electromotive, you said.
yes, EMD. It's about 1956.
1956 model.
But it was made in 55.
Yeah, it was put in here in 56.
Made up in LaGrange.
Yep.
where they made the locomotives. And this is compressed air for
Starting.
starting.
Yeah.
And where is this?
It uses an air motor on this.
Oh, this is an Ingersoll ran air motor, and that's the starter.
How often do you have to have your air tanks inspected? Every 5 years or so?
Something like that.
And there's the
Fire marshal.
flywheel.
He visits for a while and leaves.
Slip rings.
That's catalytic converter.
I could tell it was new from the accordion. So on your cats, are they just like a honeycomb thing that it blows through, or are they pellets, or?
Yeah, it's like a honeycomb type of thing.
Okay.
Platinum oxide.
Craig was here as a small boy when they installed this engine in 1956. I think he said he was in 3rd grade. His father took him down here.
See, they've been in here long enough, you had to have it retested. Well, that was done last July, and of course, they all passed. You know, that's CO.
2-cycle.
Where do you get rid of?
That's the fuel pump.
That's your lube oil circulating pump there.
Lube oil circulating pump. And what's the capacity of this?
It's a 1,000 kilowatt unit.
This is a 1,000 kilowatt unit.
So that's a gear pump and that's a rotary pump?
Mm-hmm.
These 2 big fan units are the radiators. And they say it's a good place to park your car in the winter. It'll defrost them. And the units on the farther side are for those 2 largest units inside, and those are all catalytic converters up there, by the way. But these are radiators. So all the stacks you see there are catalytic converters, which cost a fortune. These are the radiators.
Takeoff point where all the feeders come out of the plant from underground. They go into the overhead system.
Okay. And this is over here is what again?
This is our incoming line from Ameren. Comes in 69,000 volts. We got 2 transformers. They step it down to 2400, 4160. And they're both equipped with automatic tap changers, and that's what controls the voltage.